10 pommos. So we're going to go 40 minutes stint at a time. Just working, reading, doing whatever. Then a 10-minute break. Okay? Sound good? Hello. Hi. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you for the follows. I hope everybody's been having a nice co-working or co-reading section of our stream today. Had to go up and get my blanket. I've been so cold. This is so cozy. Technically, this is Charlotte's blanket, but I stole it from her. It's our couch blanket, but she uses it more often. Hi, Kate. Hi, Rage. Hi, Chrisla. Thank you so much, sweetheart. How are you doing today? Ma'am, don't wake me up from my nap. Moonwitch, thank you, sweetheart. Moonwitch, thank you so much. Rugs, how you doing? Tay, thank you for the mod love. Seriously, Moonwitch, cat icons today. Absolute icons. Thank you so much. All the mods, really. Like one of those pre-K times where they play the ominous music and they turn all the lights on. Like, I have to wake up from my nap? I don't want it. So, spoiler free. I just want to, initial thoughts, etc., etc. I'm on page 73. I'm in the middle of chapter 8. I'm like 2 pages into chapter 8. It's good. It's good. A lot of things are happening very, very fast. Which, to be fair, is Fourth Wing in a nutshell. I don't know if Rebecca Yarros writes this way for her other books, but it's like, one thing happens. Okay, on to the next thing. On to the... Still fast-paced. There's a lot going on. I feel like there was a certain point where we got introduced to a couple of new characters and it was happening really fast that I had to reread a paragraph a few times where I'm like, who is this person? Are they important? Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's really, really fast. It's good, though. It is good. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. When I worked in childcare, I had a fight for my life during nap time. Alex, thanks for the mod love. Camellia, thank you. We love you, Moonwitch. I was more tired than those kids. I was hearing about that, Chrisla. Oh my God. No day off for you since you work from home. You know what? It's good though that you don't have to go out at least. Yeah, for sure, for sure. One time the lady forgot to set the alarm to wake us up and the parents showed up and we had like a 3-hour nap. And then I'm sure you were up the whole night, so the parents were pissed. They were so mad. All right, pals. We've got our ad starting in 2 minutes. I'm going to take a smidgen of a longer break. I got to take Charlotte out, but I also want to make a protein shake for me. So, BRP question. What are y'all working on today? We're doing co-working, co-reading, but what are you doing? You doing cleaning? Are you like Kat? Are you napping? Are you reading? If so, what are you reading? Let me know what y'all are working on or going to work on when we come back if you finish something. We'll be back in a bit. All right? BRB. Hi, book besties. We're back. What are you working on today? Tell me everything. Hi, Scattered. How are you doing, sweetheart? All right, let me scroll back up. Y'all are still getting lots of things done. I'm so proud of you. Hi, Fern Baby. Class got canceled because of the weather. Woo, very nice. Rugs, you're reading with us? Okay. Playing The Sims. Very nice. Have some peace while she reads. Non-immigrational visas for temporary seasonal workers. Cool, Paris. Work, you have a meeting later. Bex, you're working from home. Grad school stuff. Oh, that's right. Your first day of classes was today, right? Reading The Sun and Its Shade by Pipper CJ. You can't read Onyx Storm, but you're thinking about just breaking and buying the $15 Kindle version. You're saying you can't read it yet, right? Because are you due to get it later in the week or next week? Lala, you're working on a big funding proposal. Very nice. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much to all of our lurkers. Like, even if you're not talking in chat, I really do appreciate it, y'all hanging out with us. Cleaning Rage. Very nice. Hell yeah. I know. Literally, So Kip had a meeting earlier, so now I can finally have the door open. I told y'all before, this room feels however it feels outside. 9 degrees today. I think the real feel is like -1. I have so many layers on, I'm still cold. I got my thick pants on, I'm still cold. So, I stole this from Charlotte. Weekly reset. Cool. Taxes. Oh my god, I gotta call my tax lady. If you don't love me, we That's right! I ended up DNFing that Gardevoir. Let me know how you feel about it. If I say something to you, maybe you'll know what I'm saying. If I say boba, will you understand? Let me know how you feel about it. I know taxes. Pokemon cards from yesterday, very nice. Busy at work. That's amazing though, Moonwitch. I hope that they give it to you. I hate that they're already like, here, you can do the work for it, but then we'll give you the official title and potentially like raise and more money after. Reading and doing laundry. Hi, plants. Yes! Absolutely. You know it, baby. You know it. Message me. Message me. We'll talk about it more. Hell yeah. Scattered, it's good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Llama Queen, hi. Welcome on in. First day as a neurosci major. Congrats. I hope it hasn't been too bad of a back to school day for you. Hi, Doc. Court of Hearts and Hunger. Oh, you cannot. I understand. Okay. Hopefully next month or the month after. I'm excited for you, and I hope that A Court of Hearts and Hunger is scratching that reading itch that you've got right now. Fett? Oh, no. Not Boba Fett. Boba Tea. Mod Bussy? Yeah, I got you. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. Sorry, I say... I'm so behind. Gardevoir, I meant plants, but I meant like in the reading section of the Discord, if you know what I'm talking about in regards to Boba for the book. Lizard, hi! It was so good. I had a great weekend, honey. A great weekend. Decent start to the week. Making your own home. Yeah. President isn't in the office today, but you are? Hell yeah. Yeah. No, it's all good, y'all. Like I said, your girl on breaks, she gets so behind with chat that, like, it takes me a minute to catch up, and then everybody gets confused. I got my protein shake and my whipped cream. Don't tell Charlotte, because she'll think she can get a pup cup, and she can't. That shit is fresh. Why is there a rubber band underneath my cup? We'll put that on the side over there. Thank you again for the follows today, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Rach, thank you. No worries, sweetheart. I appreciate that. It was absolutely insane. We got almost, I think 600 subs that day. It was absolutely wild. So I'm going to be able to go to the eye doctor, get a new pair of glasses, new pair of prescription sunglasses. I was telling chat I'm going to be able to go to the dentist. Now, I'm not super behind on the dentist, so that's okay, but like I was kind of pushing it off, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, I can go now. And a new winter coat for the first time in 4 years. So your girl is very happy, very lucky, and very appreciative of all of you. Thank you for the follow, sweethearts. Oh, Kayla, it is phenomenal. I was telling folks, so I'm trying to share without spoiling. This one to me is faster paced than Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And I like a good fast book, but almost too fast. It's good. This is still probably going to be a 5-star for me. Okay, so I'm just being like a smidgen critical right now. And I'm also half asleep, so take that into consideration. It's almost too fast, where I'm not the type of person where I have to reread passages and paragraphs. And I had to be like, wait, what? Hold on. What just happened? Because it's going that fast. So. Plans, yeah, DM me. Absolutely. You know I talked about that before. DM me, yeah. Evie, hi. How are you doing? Yeah! Well, Chrisla, I had put that down because I said to chat, I said, well, I don't want any other sub goals right now because I still have a few that we have to do together. And then we're going to have our plus push goals starting in February. So I didn't want to have like a huge backlog of stuff. So I said, hey, putting this down for the month, not expecting us to hit it, but like any extra subs and stuff is going to go towards an eye doctor appointment for me. And in my head, truly and honestly, I was like, this will be a good reason for me to make an appointment and I'll stagger it out. You know, I'll do the eye doctor appointment first. I'll bring in a pair of glasses. I can have them switch over so I can save money, blah, 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 blah. I truly was not expecting that to get hit. And then some. So it was such a mind-blowing surprise. And I even said to the mods, like when we got off stream for my birthday stream, I was just like staring at the wall for like 12 minutes. Super fast. Yeah, Fairy, yeah. You were mouth open saying something like, yeah, there was, yeah. Obviously, I can't share it yet, but exclamation point book club, because if you want to know what the hell I was saying what at, we're going to be talking about Onyx Storm for our February book club read. Everybody is welcome. Everyone. Doesn't matter if you're subbed or anything like that. We never paywall any of this stuff in regards to book club or watch parties. So Monday, February 24th is when we're going to be talking about Onyx Storm if you'd like to join us. Exactly, Kayla. Exactly. Oh, Evie, I'm glad to hear it, sweetheart. Well, so SMG, that's what I was very worried about. I was like, oh my God, are we going to be feeling the effects of her rushing? And I will say one other thing while we're talking critically. This is in the beginning, and again, spoiler free, but some of the characters are using words. I like to call them SAT words. They're words that everybody will not use in their everyday vernacular, almost pompous words, because you're like, oh my God, I have to go and define that now. It's not how the characters would speak, and that happened a few times for me for both Xaden and Violet. And I'm like, you could have just said this in a different way, in a different manner. I feel like she tried to elevate her writing for a minute, and then it went back down, and it was very out of place for me. So, yeah. I feel like that might have been something that she put through, like a thesaurus or something. ATP, oh my God, how you doing, baby? Everybody say hi to my friend ATP. Honey, how are you doing? Happy 2025. Oh my God, how are you doing? How are you? How's everything? I don't know if you've been like skirting around online and stuff. Jamie still streams. She'll probably be online this coming weekend. Jamie and her partner just got engaged this week. Really exciting stuff. I hope that you are amazing. It is great to see you, an old pal of the community. Back during Pub Girls Night days in 2017. It is great to see you, sweetheart. Seriously. Oh my God. What an absolute delight. Eva, you know what I mean? Right? So, yeah. Basically reading it twice through. Is it because you're so busy, or are you having that problem too, that it's going so fast that you feel like you're rereading sections? Been excellent. Life is great. Still doing streaming thing. Awesome. Being involved with communities. And working with an org called the Bronx Gaming Network. That's awesome. That's so cool. Are you still living where you are? You still in New York? And you're baby, congratulations. Oh my God. No, it's fine. I'm not going to cry. I bet you're an amazing father. That is so incredible to hear. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. Congrats, sweetheart. They did. Yes. I'm trying not to share too much because I want y'all to be at her engagement party stream and to obviously hear it from her mouth. But they did get engaged. Yes. Technically, I think it was Saturday night, but she called me on Sunday morning and she told me. So, and then I had to tell her that I knew it was happening for 4 months. And I had to bite my goddamn tongue. But the way that Scott was originally going to do it, he didn't end up doing it because they got snow, but this way ended up working out even better. So I shut my lip. No more from me. I'm 99% sure she's going to be streaming at some point this weekend, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. So what I think I'm going to do, and I know this is normally annoying, but I don't do this often, is I'm probably going to ping the Discord when she is streaming so we can all hang out and listen together. Yeah! Congrats, sweetheart. Yeah, ATP has been around in the community almost as long as I think our other like old pal is Darzog. Okay, everybody in here knows Darzog, and then Chaotic. So, yeah, they've seen a lot of phases of my moon, which is really exciting. You go way, way back. Way, way back. Yeah. ATP found me when I was still an affiliate. When we were averaging, like, I don't know, 30 or 40 folks. Really, I'm, like, tearing up right now, man. The years have gone by. Wait, people know me? Well, you know. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. Lizard, totally, totally. But I understand what you mean because, like, yeah, there are people I tell everything to, and Jamie's one of them, and I'm like, how can I not tell her about this? So, how to keep that under wraps. I was actually supposed to, well, in theory, had the sponsorship stuff, had I tracked down that money, I would have been there. And I was bummed about that. I know she's not in here, so I'll tell y'all. So she's coming home today. We've got a girl date tomorrow, after we both have therapy. But I've got a surprise for her when she gets home. I got her and Scott some roses to congratulate them. So I'm hoping that she likes them. I almost went with black roses, but then I was like, is that... Because she loves black and red, right? Okay? And here's me overthinking, friends, okay? Is that... If you got engaged and you saw black roses, would you assume that that meant, like, bad things or good things? So I didn't end up going with the black roses because I overthought it. I got, like, these beautiful red roses, so I hope she really likes them. Anonymous, thank you so much for gifting out a sub to ATP. ATP, baby, welcome on back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry I missed that for a minute. We still got our alerts muted because of the audio. Thank you so much. Sarah, hi. Oh my god, did you have so much fun? The roads were awful, so I'm still sans Onyx Storm. Oh no! You're snowing today, so you think you're gonna spend the day lurking, playing The Sims, and possibly reading Iron Flame. Baby, I hope you have a great time regardless. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can join us before the book club, but if not, we can discuss in a few months, too. Hell yeah. Paris, you're like, was it a good call for the red? I've been thinking of giving them another go to see if it helps because holding a book sometimes hurts your joints. Gotcha. Not if it was from someone who knows you. I feel like she would get it, yeah. But then I was overthinking it. I was definitely overthinking it. So I said, well, if she likes black and red, I might as well just get her the red ones, right? Future fiance texting you, yeah. Right, Chris? They didn't have something like that. I feel like that would have been perfect for her. But they didn't have something like that, unfortunately. Symbolized romance, exactly. Yeah. I got them a really cute card to go with it, too. Baby likes holding one of your Xbox controllers. Ah, so cute! You are already, like, making the next generation of gamers. This is perfect. Perfect. Exactly. Willie, let's go! You gonna read with us? Hell yeah. Red was a good choice, very thoughtful. And then I was like, I don't even know her favorite flower, but then I was like, maybe I can get around to asking Scott or asking her, and I'm like, no, let's just go with roses. I feel like everybody likes roses. Roses is not my number one, but I would not say no to roses, okay? I feel like my number one would be daisies or sunflowers. Anything that's more of like a wildflower. The flowers that the mods got for me, nailed it out of the park. Nailed it out of the park. I'm not really a big rose gal. But again, if somebody got me roses, I love flowers, so it's not like I'd be like, oh my god, trash, you know? EDM music and dances to in sync. Perfect. Claire's is Lily's the nice funeral flower. Oh, wonderful, Evie. Lilies, yeah. Can I tell you a secret about those flowers? Please do. I'm all ears. You're a sleut for peonies. I'm just a sleut. Roses are special. No, they are. Yeah, I like flowers and plants in general. Which is funny considering I'm still half allergic to them. Not bad, obviously. Like, I'm fine with them being in the house. It's more like if I were to have flowers in my backyard, I can't hang out by them because of the pollen. Baby's breath. No, it's beautiful, though. You let the Instacart person pick them out. They're just what Wegmans recommend. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. You can't go wrong with any flowers from Wegmans. Wegmans is my favorite flower place in the immediate area. I used to go there just to get flowers, not do groceries, and come home. So that was a good choice. That was a good choice. And the Instacart person, great selection. Drop some science. when you get married, last moment of peace for her. The bright white or the light pink one, they're so pretty. So pretty. God, we've been yapping since I came back. I'm so sorry. Let me have the ad play, then we'll get back into reading, okay? Or co-working, whatever. You're currently addicted to 7 Days to Die. That's so fun. You can't stop playing. Kip was playing that with friends for a little bit, but lately they've been on another Baldur's Gate kick. So they have a new save that they have. We've got 2 saves together we haven't played in a while. They've got a save with friends. They've been like pretty much playing 90% of their time with Baldur's Gate 3 since it's come out. Love Wegmans, dude, yes! Tulips are so pretty. I have tulips in my yard that my mom planted. It's a miracle they're still blooming every year. Granted, there was probably 30 or 40 of them, and I'm lucky now if we get about 3. But every springtime, I keep looking for them. I'm like, are they gonna be here? Rich, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. How are you doing, my love? How's your day? Thank you so much. Wegmans has the best flowers. They really do. Very nice flowers. Athena, welcome back, honey. What is a stargazer? Are those similar to lilies? I feel like they have they're a star shape, right? 3 times in your whole life? Never from a partner? No. Everybody deserves to have flowers. Everybody. Everybody. But listen, if it makes you feel any better, I've gotten flowers from several partners, and their actions did not equate to the flowers. Does that make sense? I feel like some partners communicate their love language differently, and for myself and Kip, I really love acts of service, and that's something that Kip is incredibly good at. Flowers are great, but they're just like the tip of the iceberg. I would much rather Kip take my car for like an oil change or whatever versus getting 3 dozen roses. That's how I feel. Baldur Gate, I could give it a trim at least. Hi, Johnny. How are you doing? You have a Kip? Yeah. Well, Kip is their username. Kip is their username. Their government name is Danny, D-A-N-I. But yeah, they've had that username for a really long time. So chat knows my spouse is Kip. Yeah, yeah. Type of lily. Hell yeah! Buy your own flowers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dragonborn, let's go. Okay, unpopular opinion, I like carnations. I know they're seen as like the cheap flower. I think they're beautiful. Acts of service, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, it still shows them last playing EVE Online. Oh, I gotta tell them about that. That's rad. They have not streamed in years, but you can see clips of them when they used to stream. I'm pretty sure that Twitch still has the clips when they were hosting the EVE tournaments. EVE is basically this... You're gonna yell at me. This spaceship MMO math game. I could not get into it, but they loved it for a very long time. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel, Chrisla. And it's not like, I mean, it's emotional for me, but I'm so glad I've gotten to the point where I see the tulips and I smile. I'm like, hi, Mama. Thanks for sharing more of your flowers this year. Jeep can still be pretty and loved. Yeah. Kip's name is Danny, D-A-N-I. And while we're on the topic, I know somebody brought it up yesterday, but Violet is also my username. My name is Krista. Thankfully, nobody actually questioned that when I was showing our trivia group name on Blue Sky, which was, if in case you didn't see it on Blue Sky, our trivia group name, I was the group captain. Dane's a bitch. People went wild for it. I was like, should we? And Angela was like, hell yeah. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I love that, though. I love that. I feel like I'm more used to having Violet as my name. I'm not even joking. When they called my name last night to grab the book, which was Krista, I was looking around. I'm like, where is she? Oh my God, that's me. So I don't blame you. Superb name. Dane's a bitch indeed. Yeah, yeah. I just learned something new. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. As I mentioned, I'm not, I want to be clear here. I don't have a preference one way or the other. Some of y'all in here want to call me Krista, like I'll answer to it. Whereas in other communities, they prefer X, Y, or Z. So like, don't think it's weird, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say here? I don't have a boundary when it comes to that thing. You want to use Violet, Vi, Krista, you with the face, hey streamer. I'm good with it. I'm good. Violet fits you too well. You think so? I don't know about Violet, but I feel like Vi fits me good. Had a temp job at a florist. No kidding. For 2 weeks. Did you want to like rip your hair out? Oh, Rich, you poor thing. Meg, hi. I got you, baby. We're gonna get back to co-working, so you get cozy, okay? Hey, cutie patootie. Only if you buy me a drink first. Could it be a milkshake with protein powder? Usually try using your real name when I want it to be more personal. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I get that. Hey, Shoddy! It was your birthday. All right, pals. Let's get back into co-working, shall we? Shall we? I'm feral. Like I mentioned, I don't know how many more Pomo rounds we're gonna be doing. I'm just trying to feel out the vibes today. I'm feeling good so far. We've been live for 2.5 hours. We're gonna keep it going right now. So we're just listening, as Shella would say, to our heart fire today. Hey, Bosley. Oh my girl, Bossy. Ayo, cool streamer. Psst. Hi, Lauren. Psst. What chapter are you on? Psst. I love you. I love you. Yeah, we're just relaxing. Like I said, the only stuff that I don't have to get that stuff done today, but I'm working on mailings tomorrow. In between, I got 10 a.m. I have general therapy. At 12, I have no CD therapy. Jamie date in the afternoon. I can multitask with Jamie date, but like I have nothing immediately taking my attention tonight outside of reading. So like let's just vibe and hang out. I moved my chair back, but I feel like it might be too far back now. What? Cool Whip? You finished? How many hours total? I literally thought that either myself or Kels was gonna be the one from our friend group to finish first. I'm on a palsy. Hold on. I'm on palsy 73. Out of, I didn't even check. Hold, please. Not looking at anything important. 527. On Kindle, it's 700 and something. But hardcover is 527. That's shorter than Iron Flame, isn't it? Yeah, did you sleep? Snow outside your door? Oh my god, that's wild. Tells was also too almost done. Y'all, you gotta give us a chance. 2 pages behind me, Claire? Okay. Yeah, she's only had it a few hours, yeah. And I started it last night. But like I said, I wanted to read it physically today because I gotta go back and highlight, but I've got, she do be tabbing. This is a color that I'm redoing the tabs in different colors. But I've been tabbing a lot. So I feel like I'm going much slower than I normally would. First thing, that's what I always do. 7:54, you're on 303. Okay, yeah. Kelsey, you've been screaming. Hopefully I can scream with y'all later tonight. Aren't they beautiful? This is just the regular hardcover edition. Whatever the heck the regular one is. This is the one that I got. The dust cover's on the side. I don't know about y'all in here, but I cannot read with a dust cover on. I can't do it. All right, pals. We're going to do another 40-10 Pomo. That's cool with everybody. So grab your books, grab some work, and let's vibe, baby. Has art on the inside of the cover. It's got this one. It's not the Target one that's supposed to have color, but it's got this. It's got the map. That's the one that I have. They're beautiful for having, but they're terrible for reading. I totally agree. I totally agree. All right, pals. Let's get settled. Let's get cozy. And I'll see you in 40 minutes. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hi, pals. Welcome back. Hello, hello. All right, so reading update. I am at chapter 12, page 99. Page 99 right now. I have tabbed so much stuff. If anybody wants to know how I do tabbing or how I will go through a book that I want to annotate, I might be a little bit different than other people, but preliminary, here's something that I want. I put a tab down and I try and keep it the same color. When I'm ready, I go back and I do my different colors to accentuate the reason that I'm tabbing. And the 4 main things that I do right now is green for world or plot, blue for character arcs, orange for quotes, and red, pink for spice or romance. So if I were to do this while I'm going through, I did that with Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I learned my lesson. I am so slow. I can't do it all. So I'm like, oh, I'll come back to that later. So then I'll do the colored tabs, and I do the highlighting to match the color. Now you know how I operate. Hi, Letty. How are you doing? How's everybody's task going today? It took us 10 minutes to start the timer. It did. It did, in fact. That was 40 minutes already? Yeah. It was actually technically 45 or 50, which is why I took my BRP while the ads were running. Because I was like, whoopsies. I'm just a girl. Hi, Maritime Kitty. How are you doing? Moonwitch, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Fuchsia. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful weekend. So, originally on Friday, I don't know if you heard about this, Love Struck Books in Boston. It opened up a few weeks ago. It's heavily a romance store in Harvard Square. We were supposed to go there. I ended up getting a horrible migraine Thursday into Friday, so we didn't go. So we're going to try and go this weekend, weather and temperature permitting. But I can keep you updated to see if it's worth taking a journey down there. We're both purple colored and our birthdays are... When's your birthday? When is it? Paris, congrats. Hi, Ray. Being slow is kind of what puts me off from doing it to begin with. So I'm reading digitally, which doesn't really take that long. No, so here's the thing. And I want to be clear here. I do not do this for every book. I can't. I don't have the time. I read too much. Usually, what I'll do, and especially if I'm reading on the Kindle, I'll still highlight on a Kindle, but very rarely, and it will just be my favorite quotes. So I know that there might be a lot of content online for book content creators, whether they're on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and like they're tabbing everything. That's not me. I can't do that. I just simply can't. It would interrupt my reading too much. So, but I wanted to do it for this book specifically. And I'm glad I am, because as I mentioned to y'all, again, spoiler free, it's very fast paced. It's the fastest in the Empyrean series so far. And I feel like I'm getting whiplash where I'm like, wait, what just happened? Hold on. I've had to reread paragraph. Not to, if anybody else needs to reread paragraphs, I'm not at all talking bad about you. I'm just saying, for me, that's not something I normally need to do. And I've had to do that like 10 plus times. Because I'm like, wait, what just happened? What's going on? Oh my God, what are we doing now? I feel like I don't have the rug underneath me. It keeps getting pulled. And it's getting a little convoluted for me. Again, still great. Still loving it. Still probably going to be a 5-star read. But I want to be critical about what we consume anyway. Oh, Kitty, amazing. You read a few chapters. You're loving it so far? Yeah. 71 on 1071. I know. Ray, it's so wild because my version of the Kindle is 700 and something. This book, the hardcover is like 500 and something. Yeah, that's why I've been saying chapters along with my pages, because, I don't know what that's going to correlate to on the Kindle when I switch over later. New Day. Yes, absolutely. And Harvard Square is so amazing, too. They have such great places to eat. Like, it's going to be so nice. Maybe Potentially not a date spot until like the springtime, but you know. Oh, happy belated birthday, sweetheart. Awesome. I didn't realize we were both Capricorns. That's cool. You go to Harvard Squares. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it was supposed to be their official opening weekend last weekend for my birthday weekend, but they've been open for like 3 weeks or a month. It's blowing up. The space is so big. It's huge. It's primarily romance. As far as I can tell from the pictures, it's like 75% romance, but they have like a children's reading section. They've got other genres. They have so much book merch. It's adorable. It looks incredible. And they have a ton of different events going on there too. So they have various different book clubs. They've got author signings, like you name it. So one of the things that Kip wants me to do for exposure therapy this year is, if we like it, if I like it, obviously, Kip wants me to be able to go by myself and to go to events and just go when I want to. They have a cafe attached there. They've got a wine bar attached there. It's all great. So I said, maybe during the springtime, because y'all helped me out when I did my exposure therapy by myself at the park, I could take you on an adventure and we could do an IRL stream to the bookstore, maybe? Would that be something that y'all would be interested in? Since this would be an exposure therapy, I don't want to lock it behind a sub-related goal. But like, I would have to take the train in, and then I would have to take the subway in. That just seems absolutely terrifying to me. But like, if that would be something you would like to do, you know, you let a bitch know. You let a bitch know. It's me, I'm bitch. You want spaghetti for dinner? What do you get for lunch? Something that's not acidic. Do something maybe like a soup? Soup, a sandwich, salad? You know? Me too, Fuchsia. It's been so long. Antique Market in Cambridge. Oh, that's awesome. A cafe and bar, but exactly, yeah. The cafe is already there, but I don't know about the bar. I think they're still trying to get their license for the bar. Down here in Orlando, too. Me too. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. Have you been yet, Ray? Will be there with me? Okay. Okay, maybe we'll do it. Do a soup salad. Kip was like, if you keep doing these IRL streams, we're going to have to get you one of those selfie sticks. And I said, but I like holding it because people think I'm maybe taking a video and I'm not streaming. A selfie stick is like, all eyes on you. You're doing some sort of content, you know? Taco, thank you so much for 16 months tier 2. Thank you, my sweet friend. How are you doing today? And I have a shout out in the chat for Taco. Taco, I love you. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Are you having tacos today for Taco Tuesday? Are you doing it? Thanks, mods. Thank you, sweetheart. Y'all, make sure to do a check-in with yourself, too. Yeah. So, Kip is way more used to Boston than I ever was because I didn't need to go in there for work or school or anything. So, Kip, while we were first originally dating, this is for my, like, Massachusetts pals, Kip lived in Medford, right by Tufts University, and they worked in Boston. So they would literally just take the bus in because they were right on the outskirts. And I think Kip might have had to take a subway or two, but they're very familiar with the area where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. And I feel like I'm just going to take the wrong train and then I'm going to get lost. Which is why if I go into Boston, I normally will take my car, but dear God, I'm not driving into Cambridge. Y'all are from the area, you know. Not only am I not driving in, I'm not going to pay $50 to park my car. Because then I'm not going to have any money to go buy books. Right, Bex? I'm like, let's offset it. Maybe you don't have the acidic problem that we do, but like, what if? You know? Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Really want to check it out before then? Yeah, do it. All right. Yes, I know. We're chatting. Shut up. Shut up about it. Already seeing resellers. What? How much is it going for? The Target exclusive ones, right? How much are they selling it for? God. I hope they stub their toe on a Lego. Disgusting. Mar just got Kel's a gimbal. Wait, what's a gimbal? I don't know what that is. A glittery thimble? What is that? What is that? A gimbal? Oh, is that like a thing that you hold up? What is it? You're FaceTiming? Okay. Your great incentives for getting outside? Yes, exactly. For sure, Fuchsia. I still want to go to one of the romance book clubs that you were talking about. This month was really packed for me. Slide in my DMs. Maybe I can try and make it work for February. Why is parking so expensive in cities? They try and gut you there. It's awful. You're gonna pay $50 to have your car broken into, right? Ain't no way I would take my convertible into Boston. I would be taking Kip's Honda Fit. It's the Cambridge experience. If I blink wrong, I get reflux. $60. I hope it collects dust. It's fancy and very useful camera holder. Oh, cool. I've driven through Harvard Square. Yeah, never again. Resellers deserve to never find parking. They deserve to not know peace. It's a camera mount thing that you hold. Okay. It's stable. Oh, that's neat. Does that work with phones too? So, hear me out. Okay. I want to preface this by saying, please don't say, Violet, put X, Y, and Z on throne. We're talking. Chat, you get that? We're just vibing, we're talking. If the IRL streams, I'm really enjoying them. At some point, I might want a separate contraption for IRL streams / vlogs. So I would love something that was more heavy duty for that. In the meantime, I want to just use my phone. So anything that can hold and stabilize my phone would be super ideal. So maybe I should look into gimbal, whatever the gimbal thing is. It's on, literally this Monday? Okay, they'll tell us then. All right. When you find that out, message me on Blue Sky or something. DJI has one with a foldable tripod so you can hold it and set it down. Oh, that would be ideal. That would be ideal. Yeah. Plans to meet a friend there on Saturday and book club on Monday. Do you think I go too much? No. It's also such a beautiful store. So Fuchsia lives in the same state as me. And Fuchsia's main bookstore is the one that I've talked about before, which is called An Unlikely Story. So Kip and I will usually go there once a quarter. But my bougie store has been more my close by store. To be fair, it's also 5 minutes away versus maybe 25 minutes at Unlikely Story. So, but Unlikely Story is so good. They're a proper bigger bookstore. They also have a lot of events and signings, and they have a cafe there too. Oh, you did, Willie. Thank you. Do we have a time for the update yet? I keep refreshing Infinity Nikki Discord, and I'm not seeing a converted time for Thursday. I just know the update's on Thursday, but it could be at like 9 p.m. at night, and I don't know. I literally don't know. Luxie used one when she did a Disney World trip IRL stream. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Put it on throne, bitch. I would put like a gimbal on there. I just don't want y'all to be like, oh my God, let's get her a fancy rig, because I would feel so pressured to use it when I don't know if I'm going to keep doing a ton of these IRL streams. You know what I mean? Like a gimbal holder? Sure. That's fine. But anything else other than that, let me make the decisions. Ask Soph. Oh, yeah, I should. You're brilliant. I should. Exactly. It's closer to me, and especially in the winter months, I have a hard enough time just stepping foot outside, let alone trying to go places. No other new bookstores near you. Yeah, so it's so much easier for you. Do you? I don't want to dox you. Do you work in the town now? Just get a phone gimbal to make it more comfy. Yeah, exactly. A remote drone camera. Can you imagine? I would crash that within 5 seconds. $5 rig it is. Chat, collect your nickels and let's go to 5 below. They actually do have some stuff there. Take the robot mods for a walk. No, you work nearby though. Okay, cool. Very cool. I love that. Oh. It's a good area because it's so, again, without trying to dox, it's very centralized to a lot of places, especially with Route 1 being nearby there. Also, a lot of good fast food places. Oh, I don't know how you northern foes live like this all the time. Temperature below 30 in the south makes me want to do nothing. This is why I am convinced. I am absolutely convinced, and I don't know if they've done tests on this, but like it makes sense why we have seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as seasonal depression. Put a 1 in the chat if you have it. You could think you have it. You've been clinically diagnosed. I've been diagnosed clinically. It makes sense. It's so cold out. Of course I don't want to go out. Of course I want to stay in bed and sleep. Of course I want to hibernate. Obviously. Why would you want to be out in this weather? I'm not a snow bunny. I think the snow is beautiful, but after the first 1 or 2 times, it's more of a mess. And my anxiety and OCD get the best of me because I hate feeling like I'm trapped in the house. And I also still have winter PTSD from taking care of my parents. I think, oh my God, every year it's like clockwork, even though they're not here anymore. I'm like, I have to dig out. I have to make sure that, you know, if we call an ambulance, that they can get into the house. Like, it's not healthy for me. You miss the north? Sidewalks are nice. Hi, Freckled Faye. Pretty sure I got it. Yeah. You get happy and cold in the cold weather. Some of my friends have, I don't know the actual terminology for it, but they have seasonal affective disorder in the summertime. Jamie being one of them. The sun hits and Jamie gets sad. Yeah, it is. It's so dark too. Me too, Rach. I say if it's within November, December, maybe early January, I'm like, oh, it's kind of pretty. And then late January to April in Boston, I'm done. Dude, I'm done. You don't want to go out in it. No one else around, I can just yell to my heart's content. When I lived in the desert, I had opposite. With the summer heat, really, wow. Snow silence, it is really beautiful at night. Yeah. Yeah. Faye, thank you so much for subbing with your Prime. Happy 14 months. Welcome on back, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Let me turn the alerts back on because I don't know if we're going to do another Pomo, but at least in the meantime, let me turn it back on. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Less to do with the cold and the snow, but it has to do with the dark. That's so fair. Kels! Oh my God, good timing with the alerts back on. Kels, thank you for the raid. Kels, were you reading? Did you finish? Are we done? I'm on chapter 12. I already have so many theories, and I'm like, bitch, you just gotta finish it before you can even talk to anybody about them. Wow, the pain I am in, Lauren knows. Okay. So, like, if I message you, which would probably be, I don't know, like 8 a.m. for you, will y'all be there for me? Because I'm going to keep reading throughout the whole day. I'm really hoping to finish it tonight. But when I read later, I'm going to switch to my Kindle, so I think I'm going to go faster. But I was telling chat. This book is going really fast, and I've had to reread passages. Like, it's going so fast to the point that I'm, like, not comprehending what is happening. And it's frustrating me a bit. This is nothing against the writing. This is still easily going to be a 5-star for me. I still love the series. But did you find that? Lauren, did you find that? I just want to know if I'm suffering alone in this. If it's just a me thing. Like, am I just too tired to read this? Like, am I just sleep deprived today? Because I'm struggling a little bit with the fluidity of this book this time. And again, it's not that the writing is bad. I've just had to reread a lot of sections in which this is not something I normally have to do as a reread. Letty, thank you so much for the hydrate, baby. I appreciate that. Also, Raiders, I'm sorry, I've been yapping. Thank you so much again, Kels, for the raid. Please go follow Kels. I was like, wait, what's that setup? Yeah, exactly. Okay. I thought it was just me. No bingo for you. You had your bingo card on stream. Just blank, though, so it's spoiler-free. I'm going to have to go back and look at our bingo cards because I haven't had mine with me. I haven't had it. Yeah. Another thing I had, too, in the beginning, again, as spoiler-free as I can, The way that some characters were talking, they were using like $5 SAT words, which was very unlike them to use that terminology. And then in the next paragraph, it was, I don't want to say dumbed down, but it was their normal level of speech, their normal everyday vernacular. I feel like she might have gotten thesaurus happy in the beginning, because even I, a past English teacher and English major, was like, what does that word mean? Why are you using that there? And this was not in regards to lore or world building or anything that has to do with the terminology of the fantasy setting. It was just a big word, or a couple of big words. And I'm like, that doesn't belong there. Start doing IRL streams and take checks. Yes! We were just talking about that Mar got you a gimbal. So I got to hit you up because I was telling chat in the springtime, I was thinking about taking chat on an exposure therapy to the Boston bookstore with me. I would have to take the commuter rail in and a subway in. So I said, I think at that point I might need like a something to hold. So the layman's terms could have been honored a little stronger. Exactly. And something else here too. Thank you for the follows, by the way. I do not necessarily think a book is dumb if it uses layman's terms at all. When we say about like an easy read or a dense read, I think a lot of times it has to do with the linguistics and the writing. And I know that writing can be subjective. But I get whiplash when a character starts not speaking like themselves, but nothing has changed them in regards to their character arc or the plot. And so right off the bat, God, it was in like chapter 2. I was like, what is going on here? So I think that might have been something that happened because of the time constraint that Rebecca was under with the publishing deadline. Not Bionic Storm. Is it still supposed to be tonight for you, Camellia? Hi, Nixie! I tend to read over any, to me, extra descriptions and find myself having to go back because I miss vital things. That's so fair. That is so fair. I definitely get that, yeah. Arel, sweetheart, we're just chatting right now. I don't know if we're gonna do another Pomo at this point. We're just chatting, so you hang out with us, baby. How are you doing today? It's good to see you. Writing a third book of a popular series would have to be very intimidating. So it might have taken a little bit to get back into the groove. No, for sure. Like, okay, it ended here. Where are we going from here? And, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love Riddick, too. I love a lot of the cast. A lot of the cast of characters. Yeah. Drowning in assignments. No! Did you just go back this week? I accept that more than an extreme loss in maturity and growth that happened in the first thing. Cough, cough, a certain game series and a certain book, too. Oh, yes. 100%. 100%. Estimated for Thursday, but not confirmed. Amazon? Because I know that Amazon had a lot of issues. They really, really screwed this up. And I don't understand, because out of all the places, truthfully, out of all the places where this book would be in stock, you would think Amazon would be the place that would have zero issues. Like, Jeffrey Bezos, get it together, man. I need to finish book 2 so you have an excuse to buy book 3. Oh my God, do it. Do it. The only thing I will say, for any of my folks that have not read it yet and you want to read it, whether that is this week, next month, etc., please be careful on the internet. I beg of you. I think places like Blue Sky and YouTube, you'll be okay. But you might have to block or ban some terms on Instagram or Twitter, things like that. I think of all of us because I want everybody to have that experience together of like finishing a book, your jaw's on the floor, you're just sitting there. You don't know what to do with yourself for like 20 minutes. And I don't want anyone on the internet to take that away from you. So unfortunately, in our day and age, we sometimes have to make sure it doesn't happen ourselves by adding blocked or banned terms. Hi, Nibbles. You too, honey. How are you doing? Bunch of exams. Oh. Get yourself a nice energy drink, a Celsius or coffee or something. Oh, you did? Did you get the Target exclusive? Pre-orders in general? Really? They can afford to not care about, of course, because they have no competition anymore. Yeah, what does Bezos have against Yaros? Coming from Amazon, supposedly out for delivery today. I really hope that's true. I hope it's true for you too, baby. I think it was, Letty. I think it was. Yeah. YouTube spoiled the quarry for you. Did they really? No kidding? Oh my God. Oh my God. Pals, do you mind, since I'm pretty sure we're not doing that, I'm going to get chat back up. This is still here. So if you have outstanding tasks and you want to continue to use it, you can use it in the chat. Going through your backlog, adding tasks, finishing stuff. This is up 24/7 if you want to use it for the chatbot in the chat. Okay? Just so you know. Just so you know. Is it going to show? Oh, God, there we go. It, like, exploded. Ooh, chicken noodle. Well, you're going to have pasta later. Maybe cream of mushroom? You did. You got it. That's awesome. Used to be really good about pre-orders. They would almost always show up on release day. I wonder if it's because of the amount of people pre-ordering now is so much larger than years before because reading got popular. And I'm not saying, I hope you can read between the lines here. I'm not saying that reading was never popular, but like the last few years because of book talk, it's gotten more popular. And now I'm wondering if they just simply cannot keep up with demand. Creamy chicken and wild rice soup. Oh, does not help you decide. There is, yes, Moonwitch, there is a Nerd Camp to-do list in the Discord under accountability. And there is going to be a way for me to sync up Discord with our task list. But the last I checked, last week? Duke is working on an upgrade. So I think that integration is down for now. So I'll check in again in a week or two. And yeah, y'all can use that again whenever you want. If we're offline and you're like adding tasks to your task, I don't mind at all. I literally do not mind at all. It's live, so you can use it. I pay $5 a month. I want to get my money's worth. So if you want to use it, please feel free to use it. And again, this is for everybody. You don't have to be subbed in the channel. I just mashed up the cream mushroom and chicken noodle. They're like, why not both? You could do both if you wanted to. Be careful what you let into your YouTube, too. My husband got spilled on Stranger Things. Oh, by an ad. Shut up. No kidding. Awful. Terrible. Terrible. Last year, the year before, Kip and I got a family plan for YouTube Premium. Whatever the hell it's called now. It was like YouTube Red or what, the paid version of YouTube. So we don't get ads anymore. But I don't know if I would suggest that to regular people. Like, it depends on how active you are on YouTube. I'm very active on there with the podcast and the things that I watch and listen to and the way I support my creator friends. It's expensive. It's like $25 a month. So I'd rather have that than like 6 TV show or movie apps that we never really watch. I look cozy. Oh my God, thank you. My blankie. This is the blanket I was telling y'all about that is finally mine. So we have this exact one in this exact color as a top for our bedroom blanket. And then Kip has this in navy for Kip, and they wear it and use it every day. Kubu has a gray one. We have the same blanket 4 times in this house. 4 times. If y'all don't know the blanket lore, I had a friend several years ago send me this uber comfy, cozy blanket. Papa Violet got cold one day and I said, oh, use mine. He loved it. He stole it. They sent another one in. Charlotte stole it. So I decided to get my own blanket. This was on sale for Black Friday. This exact one. You know what happened? Kip stole it. I bought another one for myself. Kubu stole it. I bought another one for myself. We ended up using that as our winter blanket. This was on sale this past Black Friday. I finally have my own blanket. This is it right here. This is my blanket. Charlotte will still sometimes use it because I house it in the living room. But like, does a family need that many blankets? It is great. This is not billed as a weighted blanket, but it's a weighted blanket too. So it's cozy, it's soft, and it's weighted. Oh, it's great. YouTube Premium, Twitch Turbo. Yup. I was waiting for my payout, so I had to let Twitch Turbo lax for like 2 or 3 days. Y'all, I have not seen Twitch without Turbo in years now. The amount of ads that y'all put up with, I genuinely say thank you. The front page carousel, ad. I'm hanging out in a stream. They have the ad underneath, the ad on the side, an ad is moving here. Ad. I didn't realize it was that bad. So, any ads that y'all sit through out there for your fellow creators, whether it's in my channel or another channel, holy shit, thank you so much. I genuinely thank you. Literally thank you. Now I can keep mine finally. Dr. Cat, hi, sweetheart. Hello. Very true, Lauren. Oh, they always up the cost. It's awful. Arel, I'm hoping that I can take down the tree tomorrow. That's on my to-do list. Will it get done? Stay tuned. Crochet a weighted blanket. How would you do that? Do you have to get like special weighted yarn for that? There's no blanket limit, no? They are terrible, Bear Witch. Watching on your account at this point, yeah. 7 in 1 go too, yeah. And I want to be clear here, because I don't know if y'all know this, so I'm gonna tell y'all. Before we started running ads on the channel, okay? You know, we run basically 5 minutes of ads an hour, 2 minutes and 30 seconds each on the 30-minute line, okay? When y'all used to see ads, that was from Twitch. So I was getting ads for you guys regardless, but I didn't see any of the profits. So there were still ads on my channel, even though I personally did not run ads. Does that make sense? So sometimes you'll see something and it'll say nothing, or it'll be like, oh, supporting the streamer, but you don't know what ads are supporting Twitch and which ones are supporting the streamer. Really and truly. It's terrible. It's terrible out there. So finally it got to the point where I was like, if I'm going to have ads run anyway, I can at least turn off the pre-rolls, meaning that if you're entering the stream, you're not going to get hit by an ad. And this also helps for raids, so that a raid comes in and you're not getting hit by ads. And then have some side money on the back. And I try my hardest to not have the show that y'all miss anything when we have the ads run either. Crochet beads into it. Oh, cool. It's a Valentine's tree. Oh, that's awesome. Ad support streams so I don't complain, but it can be a lot. Yeah, no, it definitely can. It definitely can. It wouldn't waste money using the heating. Very true. God, especially in very cold climate. Oh, I love that, Kayla. 12 ads? Oh, and you got it over again? Dear God. Pixie, thank you for 41 months. Welcome on back, sweetheart. Oh my God, thank you, love. Pre-rolls are negative to streamers because I wonder how many people... But that's exactly it, right? If you're trying... Everybody, whether or not they're going to say this to you, they're lying. Every streamer wants to grow their channel, right? Raids are really important. New viewers are important. However new viewers get into the channel, whether it is from social media, a raid, browsing on Twitch, for them to get hit with an immediate ad is a death sentence. Because think about it. Would you be like, oh yeah, I want to check out a new stream ad? Would you stay? Because our attention span is very short. Why do you think TikTok has done so well? Short attention span, short videos, it works. So anything that streamers can do to combat that is huge. And again, if you opt into ads, that gets turned off. You can do, I think in order to turn off pre-roll, you need to run at least 3 minutes of ads. But anything under that is almost useless because you barely would get any extra revenue from it. For sure, Taria, I'm the same way. I have a Prime sub that I will switch up who gets that every month. At my highest when I could afford it, I was subbed to a couple of my friends. Like, I always had a sub up for Shella and Soph, maybe one other person. But at this rate, I just can't do it anymore. So if I'm trying to support a pal, I gift out a sub to their community because I feel like I know how it is, to not be able to support so many friends. So I'd rather do that for their community. Trying to unmute the stream and then the ad plays again. Right? Awful. SMG, I don't think that's a good question. I was already a partner when ads became a thing because I was actually one of the guinea pigs for the ad incentive program back in 2020, 2021, and the rates then were phenomenal. I've not got anything since then that was as good. I think they wanted me to run 3 minutes of ads for a month, and I made $750, $1,000 just from ads. This did not take into account bits or subs or tips or sponsors. It was a freaking good deal. It was a freaking good deal. It has not been the same since, which is why I said, well, I don't want to interrupt y'all if I'm not making like a lot of money, but it got to the point where they were using the ads were just obnoxious that I had to take it into my own hands as much as I could. Hey, Sleepy Pants! Oh my god, thank you! Thank you so much! Welcome on in. Thanks for enjoying the content over there. You were amazing. Letty, no worries. The 5-star and 4-star outfits I wore from this upcoming update are on opposite banners. No! Which one are you going to go for, you think? Speaking of ads. Let's hang out a little bit more. Let's keep chatting. The ad starts in about 3 minutes, pals. You don't mind watching ads? Yeah, for sure. And that's part of the reason that we can do what we do, Lizard. Seriously, thank you so much. Shella gets my Prime because I needed this. Arel, I'm so glad. And thank you for all the YouTube support, too. Definitely. You do get them as an affiliate. Okay. I didn't even answer your question. Wow, I went on a tangent and I didn't even answer the question. TLDR from Kat, you get them as an affiliate. Does it unlock after a certain amount of time? Prime sub for D&D DBD streamer. Yeah. Play 6 minutes of ads for the month of November for $750. That's not bad. I will tell you though, I put max ads on if we're on the front page. It's happened once or twice now since I've been running ads. The last time we were on the front page, I think I made close to $500 or $600. We were live for, I don't remember, 4 or 6 hours? Like, so just keep that in mind, because I know we got fellow creatives in here. Please put on ads if you're on the front page. Easy money for you. Oh my god, Plants, thank you. That's awesome, Sleepy. I really appreciate that. We're supposed to be playing Among Us this coming Monday. So I'll hopefully have the VOD up and available from my point of view either Monday night or Tuesday. Yeah, I'm trying really hard to get to 1,000 subs right now on my VOD channel. If y'all are not already subbed, I don't want to be annoying with it. I think we're close to 700 right now, which is phenomenal for like a month of promoting this. I am a YouTube partner now on my VOD channel, which is amazing, but I need to hit tier 2, which we've already hit for the watch time, but I still need the subs for it. We need 1,000 subs, and then I'll be able to put ads on there. No, we were just talking about ads, but it's a great free way to support me, and it will throw some extra cash my way. With TikTok being so up in the air, I've really been trying to work hard and diversify. So if you'd like to support me, the link is in the chat. Letty, take care. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, that's amazing, Kat. Okay. Worth it? Get your bag. Do ads every hour, but I feel like it happens more often than that. You might have to set it 2 different places. You know what it is? Don't do the auto ads that Twitch sets up. You have to put it yourself. It's in the same section. Because they were doing something weird and funky with me the first time around. They did it like every 18 minutes or something. I'm like, what the hell is this? No. And I could stretch it out to 30 instead. Speaking of the ads are now. Yeah, we were going between Monday or Tuesday, but I think Monday ended up being better for everybody. So that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Hell yeah. Me too, Loonlight. I cannot live without Turbo. Yup. Time for me to sacrifice 2 Fridays to see Monday at work. Let's go! Getting the special edition back in stock on the website. I'm at 669 subs. Nice. Can I get some nice in the chat? Oh my god, thank you, pals. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And also, I feel bad too because I have been doing highlights and just putting that stuff up on YouTube. I think for the next Among Us one, I'm actually going to edit the beginning to tell folks to subscribe and that we got YouTube partner. And the reason being for this, I hate to say it, but it works. On my main channel, the call to action works. And I haven't been doing that for my VOD channel because, again, I wasn't anticipating it to blow up in the way that it has. So I'm like, oh man, let me at least do it on the Among Us vids because I know those get the most traction. So I'll just do like a short little like minute intro. Do the hit that subscribe button. Oh my god, I feel like Mr. Beast. And maybe that'll help too. Oh my god. You're still looking for the special edition, yeah? Cool. Not us all refreshing the Target page. I don't know if it's they get bothered by it, but it's like cringe. It's like, oh my god, why do you have to keep saying that? It works. It literally works. It works. Cringe/annoying, maybe? I don't know. Not Mr. Beast. You just need to record an intro and outro you can slap on vids. Yeah. I had one that was... This is back when I first started my main YouTube channel, okay? It was like a video intro without me, just like cute graphics, and the same thing for an outro. So maybe I'll do something like that for my YouTube channel without me feeling like I always have to record something outside of that, you know? Yeah, like, follow, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Catch you next time. Welcome back to the channel. I might have not been posting on main in a while, but I still remember. I don't think it's cringe. This is your job. Thanks, babe. Thank you, thank you. If you do it like Mr. Beast for your screaming, maybe that's a little cringe. Yeah, no, it could not be me. Could not be me. Imagine that man screaming and he's got all this money. God, maybe that's why he does it. Maybe that's why. Every time he screams, he has to have his his voice box removed and a brand new one is input in him. I am cringe, but I am free. Am I doing that in my sleep? No, but I should. And then, I don't know if they still have this. Y'all know Elgato products in here, right? I ended up getting the Elgato teleprompter. It's there's a different name for it, but basically it's an attachment that goes over your camera and you can use different apps and Google Docs or whatever, and you can have a script on there, but it looks like you're looking into the camera and it's supposed to fit with everything. I got that. And this was early last year, and I got sick. I didn't do anything with it. So I have that. It's brand new, has never been opened, and Kip's going to be hooking that up for me. So, yeah, I'm stoked. When I was really deep in my YouTube video days on my main channel, when I was doing 2 or 3 uploads a week, this is back when I was doing like Palea and stuff like that. I was looking online on Amazon for teleprompters, but those were so expensive, like $250 to $500. And I said, oh my God, something that can like attach over my camera. That's rad. There's even applications which integrates it with the Stream Deck, and you could have like Twitch chat up there. But I would feel weird just constantly staring at the camera. Like I like looking at chat then looking at the camera, but like, hey Bear Witch, how are you doing today? Almighty, how's it going? Like, that's uncomfortable for me. I can only imagine what it looks like from y'all's side. She's staring into my soul. Does she know I'm not wearing pants right now? So I don't think I'm gonna be doing that personally. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. One of my friends does, and I don't know how she does it. Yeah. Among Us shorts with other points of view. Yes! That's what I would love to do. That was some of my videos when Shell and I were doing Magical Mondays. We would basically combine clips so it would show my point of view and Shella's point of view. I really want to do that with Among Us stuff again, for sure. For sure. I feel like looking away as you looking at chat. Definitely. I frighten easily. I was just using you as an example, Bear Witch. Don't worry. Stop bearing into my soul. It's terrifying. It's too much. Yeah, too much eye contact is uncomfortable. Staring contest. Gardevoir, I'm sorry. Lean into it to say thank you and it weirds you out. Into the camera or the mic? Hey, Moon Witch. Thank you. I'm staring politely. Oh, I don't want to get up. I'm crouched over. I'm cozy. God damn it. Anytime I'm like, there's no way Golden's gonna clip that. Golden comes out from the shadows and is like, and then goes away again. Extra intention and funnier. Yeah. See, but I love you. It's different. Oh, okay. Want to smooch about it? Those whispers were so gentle and tranquil. It's like ASMR. It scared me. I'm terrified now. I loved that. I hated every minute of it. Someone help me. Did a package to get delivered? Did you... No, I gotta check. Why? Does it say... What did you do? Wait, are we talking about my... post office stuff? P.O. box stuff? Let me check. Give me a minute. I'll check the front door. Golden is always watching. Always watching, Mike Wazowski. Ray, can you not light candles now? And I'd requested... Yeah, let me check. Not this morning, because I went outside to check and got the mail, but let me see if it's come in the afternoon at all. I'll be right back. 1 second. No, nothing. Let me check my P.O. Box website and see if there's any tracking information updated. What the hell is it called? Okay, iPostal. No, not you postal. iPostal. It's not you to we, it's you to us. I'm logging on right now. Okay, so it was already sent out because there's nothing here. That means it's in transit? They send me an email about it? No, that's Amazon. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Limiter the transactions? Shipped. So it was shipped as of the 18th. Is it shipped as of the 18th? No. I'm assuming probably tomorrow. It might be later today. But you know what might have screwed them up was the snow. So I'll keep you updated. But yeah, nothing on my end right now, unfortunately. Why you don't have a backup? It is full-blown tragedy. Golden, thank you for that. Oh, Cassie and Joy, baby. You postal? What'd you call me? Have I had all my throne gifts? Yes. Right? Did I open up everything? Yes. Oh my god, speaking of, you know what I gotta do, too? While we're on the topic, I need to unhide the stuff on throne, because I told you I was only keeping stuff private until my birthday. So let me do that while I'm here. Fence FAQ account. Is Cat still in here? Wish list. Here we go. All right, secret gift mode off. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I got everything. There are one you sent might be missing. Lauren, can you message me about that one? Let me go through it. Send something for my birthday. I got the sled. Was there something else? Hi, Ryan. How was your birthday, baby? Hello, governor. All right, hold on. I'm going through right now. Give me 1 second. I got all the social media and emote stuff. I got the sled. Well, I don't know about anonymous. Hold on. Who's this? I got the Snoopy hat. There was something else? Okay. Was it the Snoopy hat? I did get that. I wore it the other day. Okay. Social media stuff. All right, so that's all that. Lauren? I did not get that Edward Cullen mug. Are you kidding me? I'm devastated. Is it stuck? I'm gonna do a thing in the system to see where it's at. You literally got me Edward Cullen's head as a coffee cup. Chat, I need you to look at this. I need you to look at this right now. His eyes, it looks so good. It looks so good. Even the hair. The Snoopy hat, I got it. It's right on the side over here. I did wear it. I did wear it one day already. But believe you me, I'm going to keep wearing it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. We were trying to figure out who got that for me because it was listed under anonymous. So thank you. It's so unsettling. I love it. Christmas present to Kip. No, we got the D20 mug. We did. Unfortunately, that was something that had come in later, and I'd ordered something off of Amazon. So it was me. I'm the problem. It's me. I opened it up for Kip. I did. Thank you so much. Kip loves it. That's their new hot cocoa mug. It's so cute. It's so cute. Hot nibbles! Oh. I know. Edward, my bae. How would you feel about a Carlisle mug like that? I don't know. It would probably make me like a little uncomfortable, but not too bad. Okay, so I'm missing the Lauren mug. The one from Sandra I got. So I think Lauren is the only one that we're missing, right? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, Moonwitch. Kip really loved it. Thank you so much again, babe. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What I would really like to start doing, and that was on me this time, is we have a throne section of the Discord. So when I receive things, whether or not I open it up on stream, I want to take a photo, tag the person. Even if it's an anonymous person, I'll just be like, oh, yeah, thank you, Anonymous, for X, Y, and Z. Because the same thing that, like, happened with Moonwitch's gift, where I order something, and I rarely do, and I think, oh my god, this is my thing that I ordered. And it wasn't. And then I forgot about it. Then the other things are coming from a shop called Buy Olympia. Your other gift is outside of Throne for you. Okay. And that's from the P.O. Box, question mark? Yes? Yeah, I've got something from you and Caitlin and a third person. I don't know what the third thing is. Because one of them was like a letter, or it was a big letter thing. I don't know. I know nothing. I know very little. Thank you again, Moonwitch. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Cool. Yeah, if I get anything tomorrow, I'll make sure to update the Discord / I'll leave it to open up on Thursday. Y'all were so sweet to me. I'm gonna be mad about it. I'll do it. Don't tempt me with a good time. Oh my, Caitlin's streams are amazing. She's so funny. Has Caitlin been streaming The Sims? Because when I surprised her one night by stopping by. I try and do this a few times a week. It doesn't always happen, but I'll go through who's live on Discord. And I watched Caitlin one night, and Caitlin was in the middle of like this hilarious conversation. And she's like, Violet, you can't be here. I'm not prepared for this. Yeah, Sims. Alex, good night, honey. We'll see you on Thursday. Ooh, and a cult challenge. Very nice. Momo, I think, is just starting an occult legacy challenge, or is still prepping for one. I can't remember. But it seems really dope. It's Run, Plants, Scram, Crouton. You get that book. I'm kind of mixed on my feelings about it, Arel. So, I didn't like the Sims Direct that we got. Mostly because it was basically a direct of upcoming things in which they didn't go into hardcore detail. It could have been an email. Now, I heard from some people that the stuff that was videotaped with the Simmers happened before a storm. So that's why it was abruptly cut off. But, like, they've got the technology to do some sort of outro, even if it's just a graphic and an over, like a voiceover or something. I was just so surprised that they teased the stuff with Simsy's pack, which looks amazing. And then the other two kits, 2 days ahead of its release, and they didn't go into details. In terms of the actual things that we're getting, I'm so excited for the base game update. I am thrilled at all of that stuff that we're getting. Especially the actual matching wood selections for kitchens and like clothing items, you name it. I think that's groovy. I'm excited for the new login rewards or the new like challenge that they're doing for the anniversary, and those items are really sick. I'm just worried it's going to be glitchy because the last two were glitchy on me. And I think they still have something up of their sleeves, so I'm cautiously optimistic. TLDR, I think The Sims Direct was stupid. I'm so happy for my friends, but I think it was stupid. But I'm excited for the actual content. And I think that's kind of the consensus for most of the people that watch the Direct. I loved seeing my pals. I'm so happy for them. Could have been an email. Sims isn't even in a cult challenge, but things just keep happening. Oh, yeah. Poor Simsy and the ever-growing graveyards that she's got. Use the new pirate ship for your kids before they age up. Yes, seeing the different swatches for that is so sick. SMG, welcome back. Not again. Dear God. Dear God. I will say, though, Shella messaged something earlier today that I want to share in here. The latest update, you know, that changed the loading, well, not the load in screen. There's an issue. There's certain items that no longer appear in the catalog unless you search by their name, but that doesn't work for all of them. Most of them have to do with being clutter items. So if you want to check that out, if you're still playing The Sims right now, especially if you're decorating or building, and you're like, oh my God, I used to always use the sticky note by a computer or something. I can't find it. You're not alone. There's a big bug right now. Isn't DLC not coming up? Oh, is that another issue? Oh, that's tough. That's really tough. Well, y'all know I love The Sims, but God, anytime a patch happens, something breaks. Half of the everyday clutter kit. No kidding? The everyday clutter kit. Why would that inherently break? Some jewelry pieces. Yeah, a lot of the everyday clutter kit now that you're saying that. Yeah. I'm looking at the items. But I think a few base game items too. Oh, Kayla, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can cozy on up and keep those feelings at bay. I'm glad that we're here for you. Day that ends in Y. I know. And also, I don't want to be a jerk. I truly don't, because I'm not a programmer. I have no idea what goes into X, Y, and Z. With that being said, I think the biggest issue is that when a new whatever comes out, whether that be a game pack, whether that be a kit, whether that be an expansion pack, they're playing with The Sims base game and that DLC. You're not taking into consideration that Simmers have so much more stuff in there that are conflicting. So I truly want to know what the hell they're testing. And I'm a bit tired of EA, who is treating us like unpaid testers. We have to pay to have our game break. And with as big of a corporation as EA, it's frustrating. Now, I know, before you're going to say anything, I know they have a new team that is going through these sorts of things to prioritize them, and I appreciate that. But I would like them to get to the point where they can be proactive about these things and fix them before it gets out to us. And I'm hoping we will eventually see that. It's really frustrating because this is the type of game where players will have a save file for a long time, y'all, playing through multiple generations. And it's very easy for the save files to be corrupted, even if you're not playing with mods or CC. Tag and update, but who knows? Yeah. Update and tagging coming. That's what you're saying too, yeah. Could be. Reorganization of tags and build by. Maybe. Maybe. Because we still don't really know. I don't think the base game update is the big 25th anniversary reveal. I feel like they're hiding something else. I think it's too early for an expansion pack, but I feel like something else could be coming. What do y'all think? Is there anything out there on the internet that's suspecting stuff? You only need one part of a line of code to not follow what's changed in the update for it to break. Exactly. Exactly. Burglars? I think it would be fun. Bear in mind, again, if they work correctly, it would be a lot of fun. Case in point, if For Rent actually worked correctly, an incredible update, incredible DLC, and I would suggest it to people. But it doesn't work well half the time, and saves are being corrupted still now using rental lots. So ideally, I think it would be hilarious. I love the extra gameplay, but I don't know, how's it actually going to be working for us, you know? Jamie, I love you. Welcome home. I'm fine for the date tomorrow. So literally message me when you get out of therapy. Hey, can everybody in chat say congrats on your engagement to Jamie? Hi, I love you. I can't wait to hear everything more. Listen, I was telling chat earlier today because we were talking about you. I didn't say much. I just said that you got engaged because ATP Jaco was in here earlier. And I was like, you gotta say hi to Jamie because she's definitely doing an engagement party. But I didn't know when you were doing it. So I said you'd probably be live this weekend. So anyway, if you know when, no pressure, let chat know. Even if it's just an approximation, like, yeah, this weekend. But, like, if you have a date, let me know, okay? I know. He's a dad now. He's got a baby girl. We were just yapping, and he's like, hey, how you doing? It's been a long time. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen you in, like, 3 years. Incredible. Incredible. I was so happy to see him. So I hope he comes by. I know. Jamie's gonna be a wife. Scott. This weekend? Okay. I told Discord that I was gonna ping them too because I only told chat that you got engaged, but I didn't share any other information because I said I want Jamie to share what you want to share. I don't want to ruin anything. So I said we're all gonna go over. We're all going to hang out. We're all going to be there for your engagement stream. Chicklet! Thank you for the follow! Nick, are you hanging out in here? Oh, you're sharing the story this weekend? Okay, good. I'm very, very excited. I'm so excited. Dry day. Some things never change, and that would be Jamie's spelling. Please, someone help me. No one help. Friday, dry day. Okay, it'll be on Friday. Perfect. You know what time we're going live yet? But I just want to know. I just, like, inquiring minds just want to know. You know? Like, potentially, I bring friends over, you know? That's all. Friday is truly the mood right now. Oh. 10 a.m. your time. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Aye, Capitan. Dry dat. Are y'all just vibing and hanging out tonight? Are you jonesing for Nikki right now? Do you know about the update for Thursday? Well, of course you do. You're a Nikki partner, but I'm so stoked for the banners that we're getting. Dude, I'm so excited. I think I'm going to go for the black and gold dress. I'm so excited. You are? I was like, did you bring your Steam Deck with you? Because I was like, I bet you were jonesing for it the whole time. We read today. I'm going to try and finish this book tonight. I'm going to switch over to my Kindle later, but we made it to chapter 12 on stream. And, oh, your girl's done so much. So much. I need to go back and actually highlight things, but we're doing that. It's very good so far. I got Fourth Wing for Jamie, so at some point in the future, Jamie's going to be reading along with us. A dance party for an anthem? I'll just do it, because Jamie's here. Not needed. Jamie, can we do an anthem for you? I got to see some animated emotes in the chat, though, okay? If we're doing this properly. Preferably with an O/. Where the hell is it? I got it. Okay. This is for Jamie. Thank you. Jamie, happy engagement. I love you so much. Truly and honestly, I'm so happy for you and Scott. I love you. Fairwitch, thank you so much for gifting out 3 months of tier 1 sub to Chicklet, aka my new friend Nick, who I made friends with last night at the midnight release. Nick, if you're still here, it's so awesome to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming on over. It was awesome hanging out with you. See, Chad, I wasn't lying. I made friends last night. Nick is my fellow 5 feet, babe. Thank you, honey. I was telling Chad, I'm like, I finally met somebody that's like my height. It's incredible. It feels so good. Right. Vertically challenged. Yeah, you're right. Do we also say like gravitationally challenged, maybe? I hope that you are staying nice and warm today. Did you start Fourth Wing? So Nick was one of our friends that has not started Fourth Wing yet, but was there for the vibes. And I said, that's so freaking cool. Did you start it today? What do you think? Is it worth it to you? I need to know, baby. I need to know. Oh, I feel we all enter a room. Ta-da! It's literally us. Puppet Masker with Scott. Oh, you want me to tell the story? But I didn't even need to. I was trying to. All right, so let's rewind. I don't remember. A few years ago? 2 years ago? I don't remember. Jamie was single, and we were going to the medieval fair with Scott and Kip. And I was like, you know what? Scott's a good guy. Like, I think their comedy is on the same level. Maybe I can start meddling in the affairs of my friends, and I can set Scott and Jamie up. So I'm talking to Scott while Kip is off getting some more meat or something. And Scott was like, I'm gonna pump the brakes here on you. Completely already interested. Already started messaging her, and I was like, oh. Well, I guess I don't need to meddle. I'll just sit back and be like, go on. So I was there. It was gonna happen, but I didn't need to do anything. It happened naturally. 2.5. Okay. Oh my God. Not yet. Either next week or February. Okay, cool. I hope the arc is fantastic. I'm in the middle of a book, but I had to stop because of Onyx Storm. I'm on page 99 right now. I'm going to try and finish it tonight on my Kindle. We were just vibing today. We normally play games over here, Nick. But we've been doing some, it's called coworking lately. So we'll either do like to-do list tasks or read together. I guess we've been kind of doing 1 or 2 a month outside of games. So yeah, we vibe over here a lot. Also, welcome to my job. Everybody last night that I told that I did this as a job, I never know how people are going to react. And everybody was like, that's cool as hell. I was like, oh my God, thank you. No, you're doing great. So you got gifted a sub, which basically means that you can use emotes, like emoji, like iPhone emoji in the channel. And you're not going to see ads. So like when you're here, you won't be missing any part of the show. Yeah. Kept just going off to get more meat or something, right? After she left the fair, she was like, Jamie, have you considered Scott? And I was like, more than I, a PG Christian Minecraft woman, should. Y'all were already, I think, kind of crushing on each other at that point, but I tried to make it more obvious, but I really didn't need to. Yeah, this is where I'm at 4 days out of the week. Hi, Kaylee! Let's go! Do you already have your copy of Onyx Storm? By the way, it's lovely to meet you. Welcome on in. Hello. But Jamie, have you considered Scott? He proposed this weekend, so I'm starting to. Please. Oh, I mentioned this to Scott already. You're going to be home the whole day tomorrow, right? Chat, do not say a goddamn word because I mentioned this earlier on the stream. I don't know what time, but a little something is getting delivered to you. Okay, beautiful. So just keep an eye out or an ear out for a doorbell. Here. We're lurking. What time is it? How have we just been hanging out all day today? This is absolute bananas. This is bananas. Y'all, I ignored you for 80 minutes today. I don't get it. We don't have a TNV stare. No. I think we did at one point, but I replaced it. No. Well, we have this. We have this. Hold on. Yeah, I was just about to do that. Yeah, Camellia. We've got this. We've got the bun with the magnifying glass. So it's like a TNV stare. I just have it titled TNV look. In essence, it's the same thing. The bunny is perceiving you in the same manner that Shella is perceiving you. With wrath. Yep, and we still all stayed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, listen, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go toddle off. I'm going to make my soup. I'm going to be in bed cozy all night and try my hardest to finish Onyx Storm by the time I see you on Thursday. Don't go anywhere because we are going to raid. But I just want to tell you what we're doing for the rest of the week right now. Okay? Let me get back to my Discord because I don't even remember. I don't remember. Okay, Thursday and Friday, we're starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, as usual. I had originally put down the Sims Shell Challenge and Infinity Nikki. However, the Infinity Nikki update should be on Thursday. I just don't know what time. So stay tuned. Sims or Infinity Nikki Thursday. Infinity Nikki for sure on Friday. All right? Once again, looking ahead to next week, we have so much going on. Among Us Monday, Tuesday sponsored stream, Thursday lockdown protocol. I don't know what we're doing the other days. I hope y'all like fun because we're ending January on a very, very high note. Very high note. Y'all, seriously, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for reading with me. Thank you for co-working with me. Thank you for the follows, the bits, the tips. Y'all are incredible people. Huge thank you again. And shout out to my new friend, Nick. Now y'all know I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar or cheat. The midnight release was just beautiful yesterday, and I had so much fun. Nick, seriously, thank you so much. I cannot wait to hang out with y'all again at the bookstore. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big kisses. Old school, hi, baby. How are you doing? All right, raid 1 in the chat for our beautiful followers. Raid 2 in the chat for our subs. We're gonna go and say hi to somebody that I don't know about. And here, I know that we already posted my socials, but once again, if y'all would like to subscribe to my VOD channel, we're super close to being able to monetize YouTube Partner Tier 2 over there, which would mean extra revenue for your girl, especially with TikTok up in the air right now. It would really, really, really mean a lot to me. All right, give me a second so we can figure out who we raiding. I don't see anything from the mods, so mods, I'll pick. I'm a pick. God, we could really go anywhere today because we were doing co-working. Let me see. Oh, my girl. I don't know if I'm gonna scare her. My girl Allison is doing co-working and reading for Onyx Storm right now. So, y'all mind? Y'all mind? So you can stay comfy cozy. Allison is currently on chapter 10. As a big, huge reminder, when you go to another channel, you do represent us, especially when we raid. I know I don't need to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. No spoilers. For the love of God, please no spoilers. Let Allison experience this and her chat experience this the way it should be experienced, which is brand new, unintrusive, okay? So we're going to go say hi to Allison. If she doesn't notice us, not a big deal because she's co-working and she might not see, okay? But we're going to go say hi anyway, all right? I love you. Be good and kind yourselves and each other. I will see you on Thursday. I'll be in Discord tomorrow. And that's it, okay? Bye, pals. Thank you for a great day. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye. Smooches, my little babies.